I've been helping people with money for more than 20 years, but no one stumped me more than the princess.
I am entitled to pretty much actually everything.
I'm here to help this princess take control of her money and her life. Over the next 4 weeks, she'll live on a strict cash diet and complete weekly challenges.
Money, she spends it like it grows on trees.
If this princess has what it takes, I'll transform her from spender to saver, and I'll give her up to $5,000 to help her pay down her debt.
If you think I'm being difficult, though, just wait.
No changes, no money.
Oh, 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 she's a princess. She's a princess.
Meet Princess Andrea. She works part-time in event marketing jobs for a max of 5 hours a week.
I'm from El Salvador, and over there, your parents are responsible for your money situation until you get married.
This 25-year-old has been a princess in training since childhood.
She was the cute one, the charming one, the social butterfly. It was a big contrast when we came to Canada.
And she's continued to live like a debutante on her mother's dime.
She really likes to live a lavish lifestyle, a lifestyle full of expensive drinks, tanning, coffee.
Don't worry, I got this. Jeans are my passion. Oh my God, Janine, I need new pairs of jeans.
Andrea, you have like 100 pairs of jeans at home.
And when I see how much those jeans are, $160, $180, and you have 32 pairs, that's not right.
After university, she headed off on an all-expenses-paid European tour.
3 weeks down, she calls, crying. Mom, I don't have any money left. I sent her money, and I said, you're gonna have to pay me every penny back.
But I never did. I have been living in my place for 4 months, and out of those 4 months, my mother has paid my rent twice and groceries twice.
And if Mom doesn't buy her groceries, Andrea simply helps herself.
I always raid the fridge, thinking I'm entitled to anything that's in the house.
She does have a job-ish, but it's not a job.
I don't know how much money I make in a year. I don't check my bank statement. I don't check anything. I thought my mother was responsible for it, and she was gonna pay for it.
She's been out of school for 2 years, but this princess has never held down a full-time job for more than 7 days.
And how old are you? She doesn't want to work herself in order to live that lifestyle.
Andrea's mother has been pushed to the limit.
I believe that I have bailed Andrea out 100 times.
I can't seem to get on my feet. I don't even know why.
To help Andrea figure out this mess, I've brought her here to show her the error of her ways. Gail Oxlade, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I am looking forward to sitting down and talking to you about your wayward ways. Come with me. Andrea wants what Andrea wants, and she gets it. How?
Manipulation?
Do you think the way you behave as a princess is a problem for anybody else?
Absolutely.
Let's hear what your girlfriend has to say.
Long story short, she spends money she doesn't have, and she's not doing anything to make the money back that she owes. If I could say one thing to her face, I would say, get a job.
You don't work at all.
I do.
How many hours did you work last week?
5. 5.5.
Why do you not have a full-time job yet?
It's taken me a long time to realize what I want to do. I want to become a Montessori teacher.
Let's go to your mom.
As a mother, you always wish and hope that your kids are going to do better than you have done yourself. She's not going to be in charge of herself and her happiness. Circumstances will take a hold of her, and she'll be a victim of her own irresponsibilities. That, to me, is a very pathetic way of living life.
I'm afraid my mom and I will just never talk again.
You're listening to your mother and you're crying.
Because I love my mom and she's my best friend. It's getting emotional now.
Andrea, there is not a minute's doubt in my mind that you can do this. that you have the strength and the smarts to do this. You need a little focus and you need some skills. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take you and show you the numbers because the numbers don't lie. And your mom's going to get to see too, okay? Okay. You are a lazy girl. On average, you have been earning about $400 a month. Andrea, $400 a month? You're saving nothing. You're spending $141 or 13% on your needs. That's because mommy's paying for virtually everything. You're spending $281 on debt repayment, and you're spending $628 on your wants. You only make $400. I'm not tracking the money that your mother's giving you in cash. Okay, so you're probably spending far more than that. Can you see the problem here? Let's look at your spending now, okay? So somebody buys your makeup, somebody buys gifts that you give to other people, somebody pays for your transportation, somebody pays for your cell phone, somebody pays so you can eat in restaurants. You're a leech.
I know.
I was surprised to see how easy she took it in. I think now she's going to have to absorb it and massage it a bit.
How old are you?
25.
Here's your debt. In total, you owe almost $50,000. Okay, so in terms of the race to get into the most debt, the fastest, you win.
First place.
I never knew how deep Andrea was into her financial debt.
And you're planning to add another $10,000 on this to go back to school? You can't go back to school till your debt's paid off.
I want to go to school. I can't now. And that really, really saddened me a lot.
You've been earning about $400 a month. It works out to about $4,800 a year. In order to spend what you have been spending, you would have to be earning $52,000 a year. To spend what you're spending and get your debt paid off, $76,000 a year. If you were paying your own way as opposed to relying on people to pay for you, you'd be going into debt to the tune of $3,100 a month or $37,000 a year.
It hurts.
And I'm going to expect you to step away and not rescue her.
Okay, let's go.
This is about taking control of your money and your life. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to give you a series of challenges to do. If you do the challenges to my satisfaction, I'll give you up to $5,000 to help knock off some of that debt. You don't do the challenges, you don't get the money. You have the wrong attitude, you don't get the money. So over the next few weeks, you're going to learn what independence really is. You're going to come up with a plan. And we're going to learn that it's not all about Andrea. Now go get your cards, because you're going on a cash diet. Coming up, things get heated between Andrea and her mom.
You haven't gotten it.
No, you haven't gotten it.
Oh, 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 she's a princess. Oh, 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 she's a princess.
Andrea is a 25-year-old princess who wants her every whim fulfilled.
I am entitled to pretty much actually everything.
She barely works while expecting mommy to provide for her. And she's drowning in a sea of debt. In total, you owe almost $50,000. To get out, this princess is going to have to start working more than 5 hours a week. If Andrea is going to stand on her own 2 feet, it's time for her number one enabler to cut her off.
En el momento me dice, ¿pero quién me dio el dinero? Ahí me estás echando a mí yo tomo el 50% mío, pero ya no voy a estar ahí más. I'm not going to give her money for rent. I'm not going to give her money for anything. Now you have to fly on your own.
I've got 4 weeks to whip Andrea into shape. If she succeeds, I'll give her up to $5,000 to help her pay down her debt. So normally your mom would be here, but she's done with this. She so wants you to be independent and stand on your own 2 feet that she's pulling herself right out of this process. Overriding this whole process, what's the most important thing Andrea has to do?
Get a job.
So that's not a challenge, that's just your reality.
If she really wants it, she's going to have to work for it. And thus far, Andrea has never worked for anything.
This is your Get Real challenge. So you have your debit cards? Give me those. Okay? Now you will have a transit pass and $25 for the week.
This week. That's insane.
$25 isn't a lot of money. You probably couldn't eat on $25. You're going to register with and use the facility of a local food bank.
Are you serious?
I'm very serious. Because you are poor without your mother.
But isn't that unfair to somebody that actually needs
Needs the food? We're making a nice fat contribution to the food bank that more than compensates for what you will use.
I've always stood behind the counter, giving the homeless people the food, helping the homeless people, helping the poor people. Now I'm gonna be on the other side. I'm gonna be one of them.
The Get Real Challenge is all about snapping my princess into reality. Andrea doesn't seem fazed by her situation. I'm hoping a trip to the food bank will be the shock to the system she needs.
Hello.
Hi.
Are you Andrea?
I am Andrea.
Hi, Robert. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Come on over and we'll register you. I don't like to see people her age at the food bank. Most of the people we serve are much older than Andrea. We determine how often a person can come by their income less their expenses. Those people who have really low incomes can come 4 times a month, and I'm going to try and work that out.
Yeah.
Is this more or less what you make every week?
Yes.
So about 100?
Well, every 2 weeks, sorry.
Oh my gosh. Every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
She's showing me an income which is far less than her financial needs. How much rent are you paying?
For 80.
So what are you going to do this month to meet your rent? Do you have any money in the bank at the moment? Oh my gosh. Do you have any cash? I'm worried about
$25.
you have a problem. It will be a very short period of time before you're in serious trouble. Based on what you're showing me, you qualify for 4 times a month. It's once a week, right? Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay. When she begins to see the people who use the food bank and interact with them, I hope it's a wake-up call to her.
How many in your family?
Just me.
Just one? And 10 chips? Okay, and spaghetti.
Yeah.
Sauce?
Sure.
Rice.
Thank you and see you next week.
That was very humbling. You see those numbers and you see the truth right in front of you. It's very intimidating.
Andrea also took a stab at making her budget. It's time to check in. And I wasn't the only one who was curious to see how the first week went. Andrea's mother has decided to join us. Hard week?
It was a very challenging week.
While you have gone through this first week and some lights are coming on, I need you to have more lights coming on faster because you have a long way to go, girl. I look at your budget. How do you plan to live for the next 5 years, paying nothing for clothes? Can you do that for 5 years?
No, realistically not. I worked on it, I guess not as hard as I could because Gail did find some mistakes.
If you take 10 years to pay off this loan, you will pay an additional $18,720.
That's ridiculous. I don't know
Well,
about it like that.
that's reality. You have dug yourself a horrible hole. I think you need to be working harder. I think you need to be making a minimum of $2,500 net.
There were many moments in which I saw the light is turned on, and there were many moments where I thought, oh, no, it wasn't on.
Well, I'll then get a job that pays more.
That's all really good. I'm glad to hear you say that because this dovetails very nicely with your next challenge. I'm not really sure you're fully on board with this process yet, so this is another Get Real challenge. For your next challenge, I'm sending you to an employment agency. You show me you're on track to clear $2,500 a month by the end of this process, and I will believe that you are serious about this.
It hurt, but at the same time, she was right. So I need to work harder.
Coming up.
Oh, she's a princess. Oh, she's a princess.
At 25, Andrea acts like an overgrown child, expecting her mom to foot the bill for everything from rent to groceries to nights out on the town.
This is courtesy of Mom.
Absolutely.
She has expensive tastes, but no idea of how to live within her means.
It's okay, I'll just put it in my credit card.
Her mom has finally cut her off, so now it's up to Andrea to prove she's ready to grow up. In the past, Andrea has spent a lot of other people's money, but now she's living on what she can afford. And with just $25 a week, Andrea had to change her approach to everything.
These are all the vegetables for my entire week. I'm not used to living off a can. I'm used to having whatever I want. My strategy is just starve and save and use the Metro Pass, not party, stay at home.
Andrea needs to make more money, but with her sketchy work history, she doesn't look like an ideal employee. For her second Get Real challenge, I'm sending her out to see how serious she is about finding full-time work.
I noticed here on your resume that you've had quite a few jobs in the past year. Why have you had 4 jobs in the past year?
Because I was just exploring my options. I moved to Toronto with a job, but it only lasted 7 days. By the 7th day, I couldn't do it.
I'm not saying that she is scattered, but I think she can benefit from getting a little bit more focused. We can change the style of the resume from the chronological style that it's in right now to a functional style resume, which focuses on the skills. I would list teaching skills, childcare skills, and then having just a small section for the work history.
Yeah.
With that information, Andrea set out to focus her job search. In the meantime, she managed to land some hours at a retail job. But when it came to her debt repayment plan, it was 1 step forward, 2 steps back. So on your budget, you put in the $364 as debt repayment. That's not going to get you to debt free. Here's what's going to happen if you follow that. It'll take you 459 months or 38 years to pay off your student loan.
A calculator and some math lessons would be a great investment after I'm done this.
So I created a debt repayment plan for you. You have to be paying $1,500 a month towards your debt. I know. See the hole you dug? It's going to take you 3 years to get back to even so that you can get on with the goal of becoming a Montessori teacher.
Yes.
So this is the part where we come to your next challenge, and you're going to get another Get Real challenge because you're my first princess that actually needs 3 of them. This week, I want you to show me how hard you're willing to work to make your goals a reality.
Bring it on. I like the sounds of something challenging. I don't know what it is. With pigs, maybe a farm, I don't know. I really want to know where we're going, and it's a surprise. Oh my God, there's a lot of potties.
This is the last place a prissy princess wants to find herself.
All right, let's get ready to work. See that big giant green hose?
Uh-huh.
We're gonna drain all the waste out of that portable washroom.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
But when I expected Andrea to bail, instead she rose to the
I'm gonna
challenge.
show you where we're gonna connect it. Try and plug your nose too, it smells really bad. Take a look at what we're gonna do next. We're gonna be cleaning.
Sweet.
Get her done.
I shall.
The job was dirty, but Andrea's attitude was spot on.
I think Gail's trying to teach me to be humble, and it doesn't matter what you do, as long as you do it right and you give your 100%. On to the next. Let's see what I'll find in there.
She's doing great. I would hire her for sure. I would hire her.
Thank you. It tells me that I can do different things which pay better, other than retail. $60 for 3 hours, that's pretty good.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you, thank you.
Coming up, I have for you today a check.
Oh, 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 she's a princess. Oh, 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 she's a princess.
When I first met Andrea, she was a petulant princess who used everyone around her. Over the past 4 weeks, I've challenged her to face the reality of her situation, live within her means, and try some hard work on for size.
She's doing great. I would hire her for sure.
Although she didn't reach my recommended target income, Andrea proved that she was willing to put in the effort. Before I give my final verdict, I wanted to meet up with her mother to see how she thought the process went. Have you seen a change in your daughter?
I have.
How is she dealing with being cut off?
She's finding it tough, but at the same time, she's realizing she's able to do it on her own.
Shall we bring her in and see what she has to say about her life? Okay, Andrea, come on in, darling.
Gail has taught me how to become very strong and independent.
So how has it been for the last few weeks for you?
It's been really tough.
Yeah,
But
it
it's
has
been a good, really good experience.
Tell me about the potty cleaning experience. It was disgusting, wasn't it? Yeah. You had a really good attitude towards it. And everybody thought you were a good worker and you brought your optimism to it.
Yes.
When I met you, you were working sometimes as little as 5 hours a week.
Yeah.
How many hours a week are you planning to work now?
Around 40 hours a week.
What's changed, Andrea?
That I can do things on my own now.
Okay.
And I don't need mommy anymore.
Yes. Do you find that your relationship is better now that she's not mooching off of you anymore?
Absolutely. It's less stressful and less worrisome.
You still think you want to be a Montessori teacher, but you've been thrown off track slightly because of the debt. So you're going to have to work really hard to get to that goal. And that probably means 70 hours a week. I think there's still room for you to kick it up a notch, but I think you are making progress. So I have for you today a check for $4,000.
Oh my God. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I am hoping that you can hold on to your independence, okay? Hold on to it fiercely. Your mother is a strong, independent woman. Use her as your model, not as your crutch. Okay?
Yeah.
Good. Give me a hug.
I think it's been a process of painful realizations, but hopeful beginnings and changes for her life.
If I didn't have Gail pushing me, then I don't think I would have done it. I think I'm still a princess, yes, but not as much as I was before.
I can tell she loves to go shop. She's all out of control. She can't stop. Designer clothes, jewels, hair. She's throwing money everywhere. My head is spinning. Oh, 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 oh. She's a princess. She's a princess. Modern day princess.